at BKB,
Oh
which
my God.
obviously not necessarily his fault, but that's still pretty tough. You want to get that phase drum BKB out as early as possible on Gyrocopter so that you can actually have an impact in fights and not die to Diffusal Blade and the PL, all of his abilities and stuff like that. But instead, he gets killed like 3 times and it sucks.
You could hardly count the number of times in a fight where you're just like, I wish this gyro had BKB on your hand, on one of your hands, like
Yeah.
every single fight it felt like after the mid game, it was just like, man, I wish this guy had BKB. He would be so much better off. And then it gets to a point where he's so far behind that even with the BKB, he still feels so useless because he had died in so many fights because he didn't have the BKB that his damage, it felt like he was tickling. He was just giving a little bit of a scratch, like it felt good, honestly. It's like, oh yeah,
Oh, right there, baby.
right there, itch it right there, and he was doing it. The PL was loving it.
Yeah.
So
But,
yeah, a little bit earlier, and maybe he'll be clawing away instead of just scratching.
They will have to deal with a different issue this game instead of the PL illusions and having to flat cannon them down and just trying to kite him. Instead, they're going to have to deal with Morphling, who one of the reasons why he's picked so often in this meta is especially because Gyrocopter is picked. And you can
Oh
get
my
flat
God,
cannon,
yeah.
and it's such a dumb ability to steal. I talked to Brax about it yesterday. He thinks it's stupid. It's pretty stupid to be able to morph and just be better than the hero that you like. Gyrocopter, he was saying, does like 150 damage with flat cannon. Morphling takes it, he does like 250. It shouldn't happen the way that it does, but it makes the hero interesting. It makes Morphling a good hero. Otherwise, he might not be as good. So,
and he flacks like infinitely faster.
Oh,
too,
it's true because he's got insane attack speed because he's full agility and he just destroys you.
It's insane.
It's not even
so
fair.
stupid. It's so stupid. And also, Gyro's other abilities are really great to steal as well. The Rocket's great. The Rocket Barrage is also great. If you Ethereal Blade somebody and you Rocket Barrage them. I mean, there's a lot you can do with the Gyro's skill set.
Do you want to hear the real dream? Is if there's a Gyro and an Omni on the same team, and you steal the Omni Knight and you like get Repel, and I don't know how long the morph cooldown is, but if you could steal Gyro right after that, you can flat cannon, it'd be nice. But
just get a refresher.
Yeah, refresher Morphling. I like it.
Oh yeah,
I'm into it.
Just repel yourself, or no, that'd be sick. Or Troll Warlord. Oh wait, no, that's an ultimate. You can't steal that. I was gonna say you get the attack speed.
Yeah, but it is going to be the Rubik. They have the Undying for clutch gamers. Tell me about the Undying. I like this hero a lot, but he's very hit or miss, I think, in the pro Dota scene.
Dude, I really like Undying. I think you're right. I think it's definitely hit or miss because it's honestly interesting to see them pick it into the Gyrocopter because Gyrocopter is typically considered to be a hard counter to the Undying because you just flak off of the Tombstone, kill the Tombstone, and then you get all of the flak damage as well. I'm not sure. I don't think the flak hits the zombies anymore, but it doesn't really matter because the flak is still going to kill. It's going to zone everybody off the Tombstone because it's going to kill everybody. It's like a big blender. So yeah, that's typically considered to be a counter, and that's usually a big reason people don't pick Undying is because there's a lot of counters to the Tombstone. But with that being said, his other abilities have been buffed to the point where you're not really relying on the Tombstone as much as you used to. Like this hero used to basically just be a Tombstone. That's kind of what he did. But now he's kind of played more as this roaming, zoning, kind of dual laning sort of hero. You might even go mid lane and just spam out the decays, kind of winning the lanes, much like the Skywrath mage hero. You just go to lanes and you have such better trading than the enemy team does just by virtue of decay being like the best level 1 ability in the game. It does 100 and something damage now because you have the strength steal, then plus on top of that the damage. So it's just this hero I really love this hero because I think that you just say even if the Tombstone is countered, who cares? Like the other abilities are still good enough.
Yes.
That the hero is really good.
I think the hero really he can destroy in a laning phase if you get a couple double decays off and then you get a couple kills. If you can snowball on this hero, he can do some work. There is a point in the game, 15 to 20 minutes in where you're like, I don't think I actually do anything on this hero anymore. Like the decay might not do as much. The solar is only really used to heal your allies. The Tombstone usually gets killed in those fights pretty quickly. But if you have an advantage, that timing window is pushed back where the Undying feels like he's not as strong as he should be, But I think he should be pretty good.
You say that, and it's actually interesting that it looks like he's being played as a 5 role in this game.
Yes.
Which is a position where I actually like Undying to be played. I've been kind of experimenting with like 5 role Skywrath in pubs for the same reason, where it's just like, okay, you want to dual lane into this, go for it. Do you really want to dual lane into a Skywrath? Do you really want to dual lane into a Coddle, into an Undying, into these heroes that are just ridiculously good at doing damage to you in the laning phase? even though that they sometimes lack that team fight potential that you might want in a traditional 5 role in the past previous couple of patches. You have that ridiculous laning, so it's like, go ahead, dual lane into me, and then you just win the game by winning all 3 lanes. I really like it because, and you said Undying he falls off, but who cares if a 5 roll falls off if you're so strong in the early game that you win the laning phase by just out sustaining the enemy team and doing more damage than them.
Yeah, I have high hopes for the Undying. This game also because it's being played by Clutch Gamers who had a really good first game of this series. So there's a good chance, and I'm excited to see what he does, what he builds. There's a lot of different choices for Undying. As of recently, it's Crimson Guard, Pipe, obviously 2 of the big ones. There's also the occasional Atos, which I am a huge fan of, but getting to that is kind of tricky. Ooh.
That's another gyro, or sorry, it's another Undying counter right there. The PL.
Yeah, this makes me a little worried. I know it's a 5-position Undying, but it's like it could be interesting.
The illusions don't kill the tombstone anymore, though. They used to. Okay. They changed that. Thank goodness, because that was kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, where's the gyro going then? Mid gyro. That's pretty good against Queen of Pain. Well, actually, mid PL is really good against Queen of Pain too. They could probably do either. I would say the PL is probably better. I think the PL is probably better because you can just take off the what's it called, the dagger.
Yeah, I think that's fine too. But the reason I say I like mid gyro is because I've seen no one play it a lot. Like he played it a lot for. He's one of the most mid lane gyrocopter players I think out there for Virtus Pro. It's still a common thing. I think against Queen of Pain, you probably might want to set the PL like you're saying. I guess we'll have to wait and see who builds what in terms of the itemization.
I think the gyro is more gankable in the mid lane than the PL is.
Yes.
Like I don't think that the PL can die in the mid lane, whereas the gyro could potentially die. So there's that risk there. Although, like no one, for example, would potentially kill a Queen of Pain with a gyro. So there's that risk reward factor there, where there's probably a higher risk to the gyro, but maybe there's a higher reward. You could actually kill the Queen of Pain and completely snowball the game. But I think PL is probably. That's the safer bet.
Let's see what items the PL has.
Yeah,
he's
gyro's
mid.
going
Yes, you were accurate. Very good job, Jenkins. You have earned a cookie.
That's what I'm here for. As long as it's not a raisin cookie. Who eats raisins?
Whoa, oatmeal raisins, delicious.
They just look like they're chocolate chips. They just like, this is gonna be delicious and sweet. It's there's a dried grape.
Listen, that's why you have to have different varieties of cookies when you're eating them. If you're just eating a chocolate chip cookie, it gets boring. You know, you add in the oatmeal raisin flavor, and you get this interesting texture, and it's like, it's like a fruity kind of cookie, and it tastes good. I don't know why I like oatmeal raisin, but it's tasty. It's chewy. It's tasty. It's great. Don't you shit talk oatmeal raisin cookies.
I can understand the texture argument. I'm with you there. I'm big on texture as well.
I saw you message me on Steam. I was in the bathroom, so I will get your answer eventually. Or you should definitely watch. I could just tell you now. You need to watch Brotherhood as soon as you can. Just to clarify, everybody, Jenkins asked me what anime he should watch next, and I told him Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I did. Specifically a Netflix anime.
I think that's on Netflix, I believe.
It is. Yeah, it is.
There was a time when not all of the series was on it for some reason. I don't know why. It was like the last 2 seasons weren't on it, which was really annoying. But it should be on there, so...
Oh, it's all on there. That's good.
I would highly recommend you take a look at that because it's the best anime. It's really... It's probably not, like, considered the best, but it's, in my opinion, one of the best. You know, it's just a really good show is all I'm trying to say.
I watched the first episode, and it seemed good.
And that's the first episode's not even that interesting. It doesn't really give you that much information. It's just like, hey, there's a guy that's doing some random shit in the city. Great.
Yeah, it seemed more of like an introduction.
Yeah, it's more to get to know the characters of Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric and all that stuff. Who's this guy in the suit? Why is it like that? And then the next episode will be a lot more backstory when you do end up watching, which I like more. But no Full Metal Alchemists in this game. We just have a couple of different heroes, including a dwarf with a pointy head for the Darkseer and another dwarf that's flying a gyrocopter.
It's not a dwarf.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's not actually like, it's not like he's a dwarf as like a race, but yeah, I mean, they're pretty small. Oh. You know, there's like the race in Dota 2 called the Keen, which is what Tinker is, and Gyro. They're actually really small. And that's why they build all these machines, because they're so small. They have to use their intelligence to their advantage.
Is Clockwork a Keen? He's a Keen.
I think so.
What about Sniper? He's just running around with
He's
a
also
gun?
a Keen.
That's his machine?
Yes, exactly.
He's like, all right, I have
pretty
a gun.
much anything that you think in terms of technology are Keen. I think Alchemist is also a Keen. Not the actual like big brute guy, but the person riding him.
That's an interesting. It's like bioengineering.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of way.
It's like you know what it is? It's gnomes from World of Warcraft or Warcraft 3.
It's gnomes.
That's
it's
exactly
just gnomes.
what it is. Yes.
So Darkseer's a gnome, is what you're saying.
I don't know if Darkseer's a Keen. I'm pretty sure
He's not.
he is.
He's not.
Maybe
I don't
not?
think he is. I think he's like another
All right,
race.
we're gonna look this up. I'm doing it now.
He's some like alien thing. Like
he's some alien thing. Jesus.
he is. He's like a commander. I think he was like a commander for some race. Like he's an important guy.
He's one of the lores that I haven't learned recently, so maybe
I don't really
I'll look
know,
into it. Hold on.
He's
Hold on. I'll check it out real quick.
okay.
Although you should be the one checking it out. It's too late. I'm already there.
I'll do the play-by-play then. Okay, so with Gyrocopter on the top lane, he flacked out the wave. That's pretty good because he's dealing with dual lane. It's the same dual lane actually. It's the same dual lane versus same dual lane, in the same lane. it's oh my god! I just realized that.
Yeah, that's pretty silly.
Same players as well.
By the
This
way,
is just a
I
rematch.
can't read. There's a giant paragraph that I can't read and not miss out on kills. So either you do it or we'll figure it out later.
You want me to read it? Okay, I'll read
Go
it.
for it.
I got
I'll keep talking about random stuff, including how the fact that Boombox is trying to pull the wave, or at least stop the pull from happening, which he tried. It didn't work out. In the meantime, the Radiant have a net worth advantage, or rather, well, both a net worth and a CS advantage currently at the beginning of the game. The Queen of Pain sitting at 15 last hits to the 14 of Dogbrain. Now they're going to go aggressively onto Lion X here. By the way, they switched up the rules. Jakiro, of course, being played by Lion X, which was the Kata last game, so it's a little bit different here.
Oh, so it's not the same.
Yes, it's one different hero. That's literally the only thing.
I guess I just kind of assumed.
Or
that
one
it would be
different player, not hero.
the same. But...
Waveform onto my pro. Good stick charge. It's going to be close. Oh, that Hadouken almost killed Gabby. He has the strength morph. They need like 2 auto attacks from Boombell. He's a little too far away. He's rejetting. It's going to be close to Fade Bolt. Y'all won't fall either. They're both surviving for now. He's going to get the decay off, and the Hadouken comes out and gets the kill for my pro. The Satyr Tormentor Shockwave, and they turned it around. My pro with an excellent stick charge. I mean, it was beautiful, and that's why you get it against Undying. So good.
You know, I know that Dota play is pretty important, but there's nothing that's more important than reading the Dota lore or something important happening.
Sir Action Slacks would agree with you. Fearless getting run at top lane. He's dead to double. I swear I've seen this movie before at this exact same time. They literally get level 2 Ion Shell and they kill 2 heroes, and they just never learn. They never learn.
Do you know why Darkseer was able to do that?
Why is
because
that?
He's the hero who hails from the land behind the wall, and he's an outsider here.
Okay, so he's not a Keen then.
No, he's a warrior from a realm beyond the veil of this reality. What the?
Hey, don't make fun of him. He's a really important hero. He's got a pointy head.
And that's true. Well, whatever that reality is, they don't have regular shaped heads.
Yeah. This is where I need Slacks. He would tell me.
He was a valiant defender of the God King, Demathrix.
Oh
shit.
My God. That's
oh, God.
A really bad turn of events for, oh, my God. The Phantom Rush, Caustic Finale. Is it going to be enough? He needs a claw. He does get one more claw. He needs another claw. There it is. Okay. I got a little too
that was a lot of stuff happening as I was rambling on about some.
Well, I caught all of it, so don't worry. It's not a big deal.
Sweet. Oh, nice. What happened to the morph? How'd he die?
He got shockwaved. He was like sitting at like 200 HP, and then he got shockwaved and died.
Yeah, that's what he gets.
And it's probably going to happen again. Good waveform, actually. Still in trouble, though. Trying to bring down the Tombstone. They will do so. It's going to be a 1-for-1 or 1-for-nothing trade, actually. Somehow Gabby survived, and he's going to salve up. This is a pretty aggressive lane. Still, somehow the Morphling's actually keeping up with the Clockworks, or the Gyrocopter, excuse me. So
you're mixing up your keens.
Yeah, I got the. Now I'm screwed. I'm gonna search a list of keens here real quick. It's gonna take me a lot less time to do it.
That's good.
Let's see, Keen folk. Okay, Clockwork, Tinker, Sniper, Gyrocopter, Techies, Timbersaw, Alk, and Kunkka. Wow, Kunkka, really?
Kunkka, what?
Kunkka.
Kunkka's a keen. What? He's huge.
To be fair, he's like a ghost admiral or something, but he's really big. You're right. He's not very small. I don't know why.
He's just the size of a regular person.
Maybe they made him admiral because he's big. I don't know.
Maybe. He doesn't even know how to use boats. It's just like, oh, I guess they made me an admiral because I was pretty big. Like I said, I was a keen, guys, but I'm really a human.
Yeah, he does look human. I'm surprised. No, it says race is human. They got it wrong. He's definitely... There's some... I guess he's associated with the keen, but I don't know how so. All right, I need to not talk about that. All right, that was the first kill I missed, guys. My apologies. And there's
I was watching it. I was watching it.
What
Basically, Sand King rotated bottom, stunned the Doom, and then they all right-clicked him until he died.
Okay, well, then it doesn't sound like I missed anything.
It was pretty simple. It was just a Sand King rotation.
Okay.
Boombax is really good at this, actually. The way that he secures the top lane for the Darkseer, and then he actually rotates out with ion shells and just wins the other lanes, because there's diminishing returns on just going to the same lane over and over and over and over again. There's no point. Well, there's a point, but there's not much.
If they could kill the gyrocopter more and more, it would be better. But that's not going to happen that much anymore, I think.
Yeah, there's like power spikes. Gyro gets level 5, and he's a lot stronger. The rocket barrage, leveling it up gives it so much more damage. Like, he's a serious threat with that ability. And then when he gets level 6,
yeah,
good God,
really
you do not want to take the fight to Gyro.
He just calls down, they CP everybody else, and meanwhile they get another burst strike off into the Doom, but he's very tanky. They're going to drop the Tombstone down, and now here comes the Jakiro. MyPro very tanky. Good Ice Path onto 3, really nicely done. Solar comes out, Gabby's forced away from him, Yol's in trouble. The burst strike does come out, they'll probably get the Rubik out of this, but I think that might be all they get, and they might lose a lot here, too. Dual Breath, Gabby's going to stick up the Shuriken, or, God, I keep saying Shuriken. It's Hadouken, Shockwave, whatever you want to call it, will secure that kill onto the Sand King. Yol gets off a nice double decay, but he's still on the run. He does have 3 6 charges.
Ooh, nice juke.
Yeah, that was a sick juke. He actually might make it out. They needed an Infernal Blade. They don't have it. He's fine. Great TP from Yol. That was beautifully done. Meanwhile, top lane, Darkseer getting chased down by Fearless won't secure the kill. But very good turn of events there. 1-for-1 trade. I think it's probably fine for Alpha Red. They tried going on MyPro for the Radiant. Didn't work out.
He's so tanky with the Unholy Aura.
It's insane. And they're going to keep going, it looks like. I don't know about this burst strike. I know Rubik's pretty squishy, but Boombox is a little too far up at this point with Dual Breath coming out. Nice Sandstorm to dodge the Infernal Blade, which is level 3. Which, by the way, I'm really sad they nerfed that ability. That ability was so strong, and playing Doom was the most fun because you hit your E button and people die, and that doesn't happen anymore as much.
Yeah. The Gyro is actually going on this Darkseer. Yeah, he can't do much though. He doesn't have the homing missile leveled up.
Yeah.
So.
Man, MyPro's diving deep.
Speaking of Doom diving and using his E,
they can't really kill him. They need another hero here, right? And he's range ups too. He's pretty impossible to kill. Adaptive Strike comes out. Gabby's just like, oh, I did a slight amount of damage. Great. Oh, but there's a Tombstone drop down. Now Boombell getting blocked. They want to kill him, but they're looking for 2 different targets. The Burst Strike does come in, but again, it's a range drop coming out. MyPro is waveformed on. He does have the Scorched Earth. Oh, they have the Quap. He's going to get 2 kills. Gabby gets 1. Aji gets the other. Nice rotation. I'm surprised Aji got down there. I think he actually had a haste rune or something. Now,
I think he TP'd.
Yeah, he TP'd. I thought it was a haste rune, but it was just an illusion. My bad.
That leaves the PL to solo mid, but I think PL could do pretty fine against the Queen of Pain anyway. Queen of Pain could just blink back. It's really nice to see Queen of Pain played in this way, because there was like a patch where people would just hit creeps with her, and she's like a puck. She can go to a lane and just completely destroy, where it's like, oh, we're 3v3ing. We're doing the try-v-try thing. And Queen of Pain's just like, screw your little fun games you're doing down here. I'm gonna interrupt all of it.
That's exactly what he says. Screw your fun games.
I'm gonna end the party.
Yeah,
end the party.
No party allowed. Unfortunately for that.
They were trying to party hard, and he didn't want them to party.
They're looking for Dogbrain mid. This is a good rotation from Boombox if he can secure the kill. But Dogbrain seems to know. Well, he's just got a doppelganger in farm. Never mind. He doesn't know anything. They do see him up here,
come out.
or they know he's up here. Rather, I think they probably heard the doppelganger or something. Boombox will walk up. Dogbrain will run. This is a great.
Oh, he has no doppelganger actually.
Is he dead? Oh, they needed to. Oh my God, he didn't pull the trigger. He literally juked it. He actually juked himself.
He second guessed himself.
He had it. He had it. Sonic Wave now down. Meanwhile, they lose Yol top or bottom. I guess the Gyro rotated in bottom while they were pushing the tower. So there's that. That's a trade that should be a 1-for-1. Instead, it turns into a 1-for-0. And that's pretty brutal.
Darkseer gets some space in the top lane, and that is very quickly taken by Gabby. Yeah. This is how you play carry, guys.
Oh my God!
The moment your offlaner gets some space.
Skylark surged in right in front of Lionex and stole the bounty rune, literally right from underneath him, and now he's got to kill him with a Centaur Conqueror. That is the worst feeling. I just lost my bounty rune, and now I'm going to die for it.
Yeah, that's the MSS right there, where you get the Centaur Conqueror, and then
he's great at it.
Into it. He was the first person to really do the Dom build.
Can we talk about Arif and the Renaissance? Well, not Renaissance. He's always been this good, but how good he has been playing with his team and how good Vici J Storm are. Great team.
I mean, it honestly doesn't surprise. As long as nobody like has some mental breakdown or something, that team's insane. Like, could happen.
Okay, Fearless dies bottom. They can make it to TI, I believe. I think there was something on the Liquipedia article that said they were out of the running, but I don't think that's true. I think they could still make TI through DPC points. I'm not sure about it exactly, but it's a very important tournament for them, and Optic as well, now that they were going to the Super Major too. Unless
Vici J is in the Super Major, right?
I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought they were, but let me check. I think they got the qualifiers.
I'll check.
I'm pretty sure they are. Yes, they are. Correct.
Okay. And then Optic is in because they took the spot
of OG.
of OG.
Yes, exactly. And EG are in with their new lineup, which is exciting. I'm very excited to see how that goes.
That's an insane team right there, EG.
First of all, Fly is one of my favorite players. He's also a super nice dude. A really cool guy. Secondly, I already liked EG before that because, of course, I'm from NA Dota, and you have to kind of represent your own.
Who doesn't support EG here, man? Everybody supports EG.
In NA, there are some people that prefer Optic or VGJ Storm. I actually... between the three NA teams, it's hard for me not to go for VGJ
Support
Storm.
them too. They're all great.
Yeah, I want at least one of them to win, but I want VGJ Storm to do well because MSS has deserved it for a long time.
Oh yeah,
and really that team in general.
They have a bunch of players.
Yeah, and the King too. Hashtag the King. He's back, baby. He's played really well recently.
He's always played well, though. I don't know. He's always been a really good player.
Yeah. So, Ajit picks up an invis room. We're back to this game now. It looks like they're going to go for a kill on MyPro. He does have Doom. He needs to be careful. And Gabby has to back up. They could just pop it here. MyPro's still looking for it. Decides not to go for it. Gabby steals the
Dooms
Doom,
him.
and he dooms the other Doom. Now the flat cannon comes out. Everything's so tricky. I don't know what's going on. This Doom is there's Dooms everywhere. But now they have to run. Yola's popped the Flesh Golem. This fight is not working out the way that they wanted it to. Skylark rotated in a little bit too late, it looks like, or somebody did. I'm not sure who. Ajit was still in Viz, but decided not to go for the fight.
Nobody really wants to fight here. You can see all the, look at the drawing on the map.
All right, everybody.
Push out the side lanes.
Go top and bottom. Great. We'll see in a while. They also have, like, 2 wards right behind the tower, getting some decent vision to see where everybody is. Like, they see Lionx, they see MyPro, or they saw him momentarily, but...
yeah. Look at these 3 wards. They're so close to each other, actually.
There's a line.
I wonder why they're trying so hard to secure this area. I guess because the gyro, they thought that maybe there's going to be the ancient stack farming, but really there's not.
I'm surprised they didn't ward down here.
Just a 2-stack.
In one of the triangle camps.
I'm guessing because last time they did the fight there didn't go so well. Maybe they don't want to fight around that shrine area, and the shrine's way farther away.
Well, I think
for
the
this ancient
reason
stack.
the fight didn't go that well was they had a pretty bad initiation. I think they could still do it. Boombell has Sandstorm. He's dead.
That is
oh
true.
my god, did he die immediately? Skylark level 4 Iron Shell eviscerated that poor Rubik without null field. Jesus. Now Yol's going to walk up. They're found fearless. They have Tombstone in 1. He's going to pop it more than likely. They're going to drop the call down. Yol's still fine. Okay, he's not fine. They're going to drop the Tomb close to the Ancient Stack. Good Burrow Strike. They were not ready for Boombox up on the high ground. Now MyPro, as tanky as he is with the Shrine, it's not enough. The Iron Shell is doing some serious damage, plus Gabby's auto attack and Ajit also going to work. That
We take the stack with the...
That's like one of those game-winning fights, to be honest, you know?
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? They take the ancient stack. I mean that's exact. Honestly, they just did a really good job at taking a fight around their vision. Like they just had far superior control of that area.
Yeah.
And it allowed them to execute like that.
Now they're gonna find.
Now they're pushing the mid tower because they have the ward right behind the tower as it gets dewarded. But it's too late. Like the damage is done.
Dude, they have the Helm of the Dominators, they have the Aura, they have Iron Shell, they have the Queen of Pain and Morphling. They have so many mobile heroes that can jump in and take fights now. Like the pace that Clutch Gamers are playing at is super high, even though they don't have the best tower pushers. I guess Morphling is pretty good. They're still getting really good fights and pushes.
You know, I feel like Morphling is a hero that is not only good because obviously the morph was changed so that he's broken, but you know, in that sense that he can just steal literally an entire hero, minus the ultimate, but also people are building him completely differently now where they're leaving the level 1 waveform and maxing out the attribute shift. So Morphling actually does like a serious amount of right click damage. Like at 15 minutes previous to this patch, you would never see a Morphling fighting with his team because he just hits for pathetic amounts. Like he would just farm, you know, he wouldn't be able to fight. But maxing these 2 abilities, the adaptive strike and the attribute shift, you actually do a pretty hefty amount of damage for running around and fighting. Look at his items. He doesn't even have a complete item other than like the small ones. Usually, you know, previous to this patch, you'd see Morphlings just wait until they have like a Lincoln Sphere and then maybe they'd fight, or like an Ethereal Blade, but not in this patch. Like you can just fight with you know, at basically like as soon as the laning phase is over and you'll be huge. Like it'll feel like you're really strong.
I'm surprised he did max the adaptive strike. I wish there was a way to calculate the damage that he's doing with the adaptive strike currently.
People max that instead of the waveform.
Yeah, which I think is surprising. They do doom him. He gets the attribute shift off. That's huge. They telekinesis him into the ice path, and he still somehow got it off, which is insane when you think about it. Like that's a wasted doom. They're fighting 4 versus 5. They're ready to go with a blank burrow for the Sand King. They could try to go on MyPro. He's already used the Scorched Earth. Obviously, you have to get the Morphling back up to decent HP, but wow, that's Like, he literally telekinesis him right here and then put him into the ice path, and the ice path was just a second too late somehow with the Doom following up right after that.
Yeah. You know, another thing that makes it so hard to kill a Morphling when he gets the attribute shift off like that, now that the strength gives him HP regen, the more that he shifts, the more HP regen he's going to get. So not only is he a lot tankier, so the Doom is going to do less, you know, it's not going to be able to kill him, because he's got way more HP. He's also regenning for more, so he's going to take less damage from the Doom over time.
I've missed like 3 kills that I really shouldn't have missed. Anyway, they've got a siege creep. My pro is looking to fight, but this is without Doom.
They revealed the Orchid on the PL. They Orchided him, and he died.
They're going to try to fight around the shrine, but here comes the call down. Najit's in trouble. Luckily, he has Blink, which makes it pretty hard for him to die. They've dropped the Tombstone. Fearless is getting run down. Gabby's already taken another kill. They're going to pop the shrine, but not before they get the kill onto the gyrocopter. It's 4 dead. It's about to be 5. This game is starting to feel a little out of hand here for Alpha Red, and that's a double kill for IG. I mean, they are crushing the last 2 fights they've taken.
God, stealing the Doom and using the Inferno Blade on himself. That's got to feel so satisfying.
It's pretty
After
funny,
you're just getting whacked by it all laning phase.
I guess stealing the Doom and getting Infernal Blade's pretty good in Scorched Earth and stuff is nice.
It's pretty damn good, yeah.
Wait, if you use Scorched Earth and you morph back out, do you still have the Scorched Earth running?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, you keep Flat Cannon, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you keep Scorched Earth?
It should be. You should be able to keep Scorched Earth, I would assume, which is probably one of the reasons why he gets the Doom anyway.
Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, arguably Doom isn't even about the Doom anymore. Like in this current patch, it's really about running people down with the Scorched Earth and Infernal Blade combo.
Yeah, it's true. And you see it there when he used the Doom on the Morphling. You know, didn't do anything, and then he tries fighting with the other abilities, and he actually can fight, but it's still tricky.
Yeah.
Gabby's going to get run down by Dogbrain. He's going to attribute shift and then just man fight Dogbrain, who is probably going to lose this man fight, actually. And that's dead.
He killed him.
That is a dead PL.
Oh, wow. You rarely see that.
Why you don't...
PL's actually a hero who's really good against the Morphling. Drain all his mana.
Yeah, and he thought he was going to be able to do that, but the Lincoln Sphere blocked the Spirit Lance, and then he just goes to work with his auto attacks. That was not the play.
Morph just turned and is like, you know what? Yeah, I'll take this fight. Yeah, let's do this. Let's dance.
So, I mean, they have everything going. They have a 7K lead. They have a very good team. They're going to attempt to take Roche. Gyrocopter, again, he's still not close to his BKB, similar to the last game where he's out a few times before he can get that item. They've just been fighting too much. They haven't been able to farm.
The thing is, they don't really have any timings that I'm seeing right now that are as game-changing as like a Caudal Eggs this time. It's basically the Gyro BKB, and then, you know, PL is a hero who just kind of has linear growth. Like, he just gets a little better, a little better, a little better. There's not much of those like timings where it's like, oh, when he gets that, he's amazing.
Maybe it's this Blink Dagger for the Doom. Maybe.
Maybe. It's just, who does he Doom?
Oh
where
my god, he's only level 10? Are you kidding? That's insane.
Kinda... Yeah,
you'll
they're all
me
kind of low.
Okay, well, that's a nice kill. It actually gets my pro level 11, who has had the worst time in terms of experience, which is weird because he has Devour, among other things.
Been a rough life for him.
Yeah, really it has, and hopefully he can get back into the game. I would like to see Alpha Red put up a fight in this series, but so far that's not been the case. Clutch Gamers have just played too well, and they're on top of Group A for a reason, and it looks like they might continue that.
Are they undefeated? They're undefeated, right?
I think they've lost. I think they've tied a series, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Let me check. I have the Wikipedia page. Although I don't want to miss this fight, which is bound to break out anytime. Yeah, they've actually tied 2 series, along with Taskus Titans, which is Ragey Potatoes' team. So they're tied currently with that, and of course Taskus Titans plays next game, so we'll get to see who gets on top of Group A, depending on how these next 2 series go. This series and the next one.
You got that Alpha Wolf Aura on the Morph. It's so much damage.
It's pretty dumb. My pro is going to get Adaptive Struck, but he's fine. Pretty tanky. Gabby will continue to go to work, and they'll look for a Devour, and he does get it, but that's going to mean he probably dies. Vacuum Wall comes out. Now the Sonic Wave. That was not the best play. They did Steel Wall, which was nice, but it's not going to be enough. They will secure Yol at least, but Gabby just turns into the Morph or Gyrocopter, pops Black Hand and kills everybody, and that's the end of the fight. So, and the only one that actually gets out is the Doom, and he was the one that caused all those issues. So, pretty
You
brutal.
gotta feel so bad for your team. Like, oh man,
This game,
that vac wall was nice. All
yeah.
because of the Doom going for the Devour on the Alpha Wolf. It's 200 gold though.
It's 200 gold, so what's worth it? The 200 gold or losing your base?
200 gold, obviously.
Maybe. And so the game's not over yet. The death timers are really low, which is good news, but also pretty bad news because that means they're just going to die again. Infernal Blade, but the Orchid comes out, so he can't use the Doom. Even if he did, it wouldn't matter. Gabby is going to back himself up, and they'll leave Skylar to try to judo chop the range Rex, but they're all going to TP home instead. Keep their tier 1 towers alive. They have yet to lose a tower, and that's GG.
That's GG. It's just like that.
Not surprising.
They know that, like, going late, they're not going to win this against this lineup. There's no way.
It's impossible.
They have so many answers for the PL. The gyro's fallen off tremendously, countered by the Morphling. It's too much of like a mountain to climb.
Yeah, it just feels like Clutch Gamers just played better than Alphared. Alphared's a good team. They played really well yesterday. It doesn't matter. Clutch Gamers had a great draft, and now Clutch Gamers, you know, the issues I was talking about in the last game where they're sometimes not on the same page, they make these kind of questionable plays. That game, too, was the opposite of that. They played to complete, I would say, perfection, at least at most points of the game. They crushed it.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, though, because they did play that literal exact same dual lane before, and that's where we saw a lot of the mistakes happen.
Yeah, you iron it out. Take one game, okay? That's the warm-up game. Boom, we're ready to go, baby.
Yeah, there you go. It's just funny. It's so funny. Actually,